It's Andrew with Gamer's Guide to Life. We're here in the Hi-Rez booth. Todd, we're talking about SMITE today, another MOBA. Todd, how are you, man?
Doing great. We got a packed floor here at PAX East, and people having a good time playing SMITE.
And I'm a big MOBA player. I enjoy what I see right here. Can you tell us a little bit about this game?
Yeah, sure. So SMITE, we call it a battleground of the gods. It's basically familiar with other MOBA games. So League of Legends players, HON players, Dota players, they'll be familiar with the concept of 3 lanes, minions, towers, jungles with camps in the jungle. But two big differences. One is the camera. It's a third-person camera, so it's right behind your character. The third is the combat system. You use WASD to move your character, so you're not clicking on the map. You're playing it more like a PvP MMO game or an action game or a shooter. And everything is a skill shot in the game. So there's no tab targeting. If I want to do ranged attack, I've got to actually aim and hit you. If I want to do a melee attack, you got to stay within my cone of attack. So it's a lot of player skill combined with all those elements in a MOBA.
Wow, that's refreshing to hear, because in these games you have those auto-targeted abilities, something that just lands if you're in that radius. So every single ability in this game, including melee attacks, is a skill shot?
Yeah,
everything?
Right. Yeah,
amazing.
Even your auto attack, which is bound to left mouse click, even when you're doing minions, whether it's ranged or whether it's melee, that's all a player-oriented skill shot. And all the spells, there's 1 through 4. 4 is your ultimate, so that's the same, but every single one of those is a skill shot.
Now, the first thing that I noticed, besides the camera perspective, was you guys are drawing heavily from Greek mythology.
Well, actually, mythology across multiple families. So
really?
Yeah, so you've got Greek mythology. You have a god like Zeus, of course, the lightning god that everyone knows. But we draw from 4 other pantheons, we call them. So in addition to Greek, you have Norse, so everyone's favorite Odin, is there with his spear. We also have Egyptian gods, so like Anubis is a god of the dead, who has a wicked death gauge and mummify, which is a stun function. We also have Chinese gods like, Sun Wukong. Every MOBA needs a Sun Wukong. But also, for instance, Hebo, who's a water god, whose ultimate is a crushing wave that just destroys. And then the final would be Indian or Hindu. So Ali is an example of a multi-hand assassin with vampiric power. So a lot of lifesteal, physical damage. So all 5 of those mythologies are represented, and we'll keep adding more after that.
That's awesome to hear. Now, since you have those 4 different pantheons, can you still choose from any of them to form a team? It's 5-on-5, correct?
Yeah, it's 5 versus 5, and there's really no restrictions. I mean, those factions are only for kind of lore and art purposes. So as long as you don't pick the same god twice on the same team, there's really no restrictions. So you can group up however you want. You can get a lot of complementary skills going. For instance, Odin's Ring of Spears traps enemies and friends, for that matter, in a pretty large radius. Zeus's ultimate is a lightning storm, so he can cast a massive resistant AoE where lightning and hail is coming down. So those 2 spells work really well together.
Excellent. Now, do you follow more of the hardcore scenarios that we see in Dota, where upon player death you lose gold? In League of Legends, can you press the B button to actually teleport back to your base, where you guys call them the Guardians?
Yeah, so we do, we borrow from a number of them. We're probably closest to LoL of everything, so you can harken back with B. You do get gold kind of passively for being in a lane where action is taking place. You get slightly more for last hitting, but there's not a huge emphasis on that. There's no concept really of denying in the game. So we really try to combine an interesting, competitive game, but also making it accessible, because we think there's a large number of people that could enjoy the MOBA genre, but are maybe put off by some of the mechanics, or particularly the RTS view of clicking on a map. And so this just gives it a twist and kind of something new for people to try.
Excellent. Are you going to expand upon just the one map that usually Dota and League of Legends? Dota only has one map, but League of Legends has a couple of them. Are you going to do that as well?
I think, like those other games, we'll start with one map. And I think the reason for that is there's so much variation in the gods that really the replayability comes from, knowing your god and learning other gods and learning the counters. And so it's actually helpful for the players in the community to start with a single map. But down the line, after we have a good arsenal of gods and a lot of things for people to choose from, then we'll look at expanding the maps and game types.
Is there a way that you can can augment your characters?
Yeah, so the two ways, first, cosmetically, skins is a big part of the game, and being free to play, that's a way that we can support the development team and keep coming out with new content. So with skins, that's one way you can augment, and then we will have a persistent leveling system that we're not quite ready to talk about yet, but something akin to runes in League of Legends. So.
Excellent to hear. When can we expect this to drop?
So this is in closed alpha right now. Before the end of the month, it's in closed beta. We'll release when we're ready, but for anyone out there who wants to check it out, they can go to smitegame.com, sign up for the beta, and we'd love to have them join us as soon as we're ready.
So there you have it, the next upcoming MOBA game. Thank you so much.
All right.
Can't wait to play more.
Yeah, thanks for checking it out, guys.